All right, this is week 10 notes. We are going to be now solving equations with the variable on both sides of the equal sign. Okay, so the steps are the following. We are going to add all the like terms. We've done that before. Then we're going to move the smaller variable to the larger variable. I'll explain what that means. Then we're going to add or subtract the constant. We've done that. And then we're going to multiply or divide the coefficient. We've done that. We've done both of these, 3 and 4, the last couple weeks. Then we're going to write our answer and box it up. Okay, so our first example that we are going to start with is 3x plus 1 equals 2x minus 5. And as you can see, the variable is on both sides of the equal sign. We're just going to follow our steps though. First, we're going to add all the like terms. Do we see any like terms we can add on the left side? Not really. How about the right? Not really. So on to step 2. Move smaller variable to the larger. So the smaller variable is the one with the smaller coefficient. That one right there is the smaller coefficient. See, 2 is smaller than 3. So we're going to move that smaller one to the larger. How do we do that? Well, we're going to get it off the right side. We're going to subtract it off the right side. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side because we have to stay balanced. 3x minus 2x is x. Plus 1 equals, this is gone, negative 5. Our next step is going to be add or subtract the constant. The constant is the 1. So we're going to subtract it because it's being added. So we subtract. Then x equals, making sure to keep that equal sign in the same place, negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. And then we don't have anything to multiply or divide. We write our answer and box it up. And we're done. How about this one? 2k minus 3 equals 3 plus k plus 4 plus 3k. All right. Well, our first step tells us to add all like terms. So can we add any like terms on the left side? Nope. Nope, we can't. But how about the right side? I am seeing a number of like terms we can add. We can definitely put that and that together. We can also put the 3 and the 4 together. So we're going to make that our first step, combining those. Okay, so this I'm just going to carry down. But on the right side, 3 plus 4 is 7. K, which is a 1k, plus a 3k. 1 plus 3 is 4, and then you got the k. All right, so now we've combined, added like terms, okay? We're going to now move the smaller variable to the larger. So what is the smaller one? Well, it's the one with the smaller coefficient, okay? So then that would be 2k. We're going to move it to the 4k. We subtract it off of the left side. And we must do the same thing on the right side of the equal sign. That goes away. And then now we're left with negative 3 equals 7 plus 2k. Now we are going to add or subtract the constant. So the constant is 7. Why? Because it's right next to the variable. We're going to get the variable by itself. And something I learned in middle school is to think about the variable like something that really smells terrible, and everybody is trying to get away from it, trying to isolate it, you're trying to quarantine it. There's a word that might make sense to you these days, but we're trying to get it by itself, isolate it. So now we've gotten the 7 away from it, and we have negative 10 equals 2k. Now we have to multiply or divide the coefficient. The coefficient is this 2 in front. So we got to continue isolating this variable. Because it's being multiplied, we divide. We divide. Now k is now by itself exactly what we wanted. Negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. And that is our answer. We can write it that way, that's fine. So we box it up. So what's really important is that you see we are doing the same thing on both sides of the equation. See here, right here, we subtracted 2k from the left side, we subtracted 2k from the right side. We subtracted 7 from the right side, we subtracted 7 from the left side. Here we divided the right side by 2, we divide the left side by 2, all in an effort to get stinky right here by itself, okay? That's the variable, I call it stinky, all right? So the last question for the day is negative 5a plus 8 equals negative 5a again, minus 1, minus 3a. All right, I would encourage you to pause and try this on your own. Assuming you've tried it. Our first step, if we look back up here to our steps, is add all like terms. So we have to add the like terms. What are they? We have a negative 5a here, a negative 3a there. So we're going to combine those on the right side of the equal sign. So negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8. And then we have a negative 1 here. I have to look back up at our steps. Then we have to copy this here. So negative 5a plus 8. Then we're going to move the smaller variable to the larger. What's the smaller? It's the negative 5, okay? Or at least the smaller number, okay? The smaller absolute value actually is the term. So we're going to move that over to this side, and I'm going to change colors. So we're going to go positive 5a over here so that it cancels it, but we have to do the same thing on the other side. So you guys, before we didn't actually change any value on the right side to the left side in this step right here, we did not change it. Now we're actually changing it. We're adding something to the left side, so we got to add the same thing to the right side. Negative 8 plus 5 is negative 3a minus 1. All right. Now our next step is add or subtract a constant. Add or subtract a constant. The constant is this number here by itself next to the variable term. So we add it because it's being subtracted. We do the opposite, but we do the same thing on both sides. Negative 3 on the right side, negative 3a on the right side, 9 on the left side. All right, and then we multiply or divide the coefficient. The coefficient is the negative 3, so we divide it. But we have to do the same thing on the left side because it's an equation. See how we're staying equal, staying balanced, always staying balanced. But we're isolating this variable because it stinks. We don't want to have anything next to it. Nobody wants to be next to it. So these cancel here. A is all by itself, quarantined, isolated, and 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. And that is our answer. Variables by itself, we box it up and we're done.